Hey, welcome to my journey. And today we're going to talk about some things that we can do to maybe help us along our way as we're trying to lose weight. Um, this is the book. If y'all watched my haul, it's called Outwit Your Weight. Let me show you. I picked it up at, I've already forgot which store I got it at now. Anyway, I thought, Goodwill. I thought, you know what? It's not a diet. This is not a diet, like a fad diet. It just gives you tips and tricks and things to do to help you while you're trying to lose weight. Now, let me preface this by saying, I picked out the simple things. There's a lot of things in here that are just kind of, I don't want to say it, but they're kind of dorky. I know that sounds ugly, but there's like different games you play, and I don't know, and like one thing, there might be 5 or 6 behind it that it all conglomerates into one thought. So while there's lots of different tips in here numbered, there's not they're not all individual ideas, I guess is a good way to put it. And some of them, they're kind of dated, maybe. And they're things that I wouldn't do. So I'm not going to come on here and say, do them. It's not something I'd be willing to do. So anyway, I picked out what I consider easy. And I was thinking about, should I even do this video? Because these are things that people are just like, yeah, we know. We've heard it 1,000 times. But I think sometimes we forget the basics. We just kind of skip over them because we know them so much that we just kind of skim over them. We don't pay them any attention. They just kind of fade away to the background. And I think sometimes the best way to start something is with the basics. And maybe you're starting, or maybe you're restarting, or maybe you're in the middle. You hadn't give up. You hadn't fell off track, but you need just a little bit of something. Maybe you need a boost, just to boost your weight loss. I don't know. There's all kind of things, places you could be in your weight loss journey that some of these may help. That's why I decided to go ahead and do the video. Let me tell you, this is my Ember mug, the one I found for $4.99. I know y'all remember. I might have to dial that temperature down because, boy, it keeps it warm. So I have 10 simple tips. They're in no specific order, like one, is more important than the other. They're just in random order. The first one is boost your fiber. Fruits and vegetables, whole grains. They contain what they call the fill you up fiber. So that can help you eat less. So when you're building your plate, which actually that's number 2, your plate, half vegetables, quarter meat, quarter starch. That's exactly what the dietitian at Duke told me to do when I went up there and I was going about my back, and he had me see her as part of the experience, I guess you could say, and that's what she wanted me to do. And I'm like, oh, I can't do it. I've tried. This is for, I said I won't tell you something that I won't do. I have tried, and I have a hard time with vegetables. Y'all know that. But this is, she told me, she said, if you just do it my way, I promise you'll lose weight. She said, you don't have to count nothing. And I'm not telling you not to do that. I'm just telling you, this is what she told me. And she told me, she said, if the only way you're going to eat that broccoli is to put cheese on it, then put cheese on it. That came from the dietitian. She said, I want you to eat the broccoli. So I know there's science behind half your plate of vegetables. So those are the things, they fill you up. The whole grain pastas and breads, those are the things with that good fiber that fills you up to make you eat less. So add fiber, do half your plate in vegetables. That's the one. I can do the fiber. I'm not giving y'all any promises on the plate of vegetables. Number 3, don't forgo your favorite foods. Just eat them in proper proportions. This says it can make a difference in you sustaining that lifestyle or saying, I can't live like this. I'm going to have to eat what I want. Basically, is saying, okay, forget you, Mr. Diet, because you're not going to tell me I can't have XYZ. Unless, and I always add this in there when we're talking about this subject, unless it's a trigger food that you can't control. With me, it's Little Debbie's, and y'all know that. If you've been here for even this much time, you know that my trigger food is Little Debbie's. I will eat the whole box. They cannot come in this house. So that's not one of the things that I have to forego that. I mean, I have to. I would have to be at a convenience store to get a single serving to eat it like that. I couldn't bring it home. But things like sketty. Y'all know I love sketty and hot dogs. I love hot dogs. I cannot go the rest of my... I can eat a hot dog without a bun. I've done it. It don't bother me. But there are times when I've got to have a hot dog on a bun. And that was this past weekend. I needed hot dogs. And we had them. And I had mine on a bun. There's a difference. Eating your hot dog with bread or eating it on the plate with just your chili and your slaw and your onions and stuff on it. I did not forgo my favorite food of hot dogs. I do not forgo a favorite food of sketty because I have those noodles. So I just don't eat a bowl the size of my head. And by doing that, I'm not likely to, like if I've done, I have tried keto. Ooh, I could not do that one. It was rough because I don't do well being told no. There, I said it. If you tell me I can't have something or I can't do something, then I'm going to bust it wide open to show you that, yeah, I can too. So, low carb, I can sustain that for a long time. And then when the urge hits that I want something really carby and I know I shouldn't, then that's when I start giving in. And then I start giving in, then I'm off low carb. So use that on any eating situation that you're doing. Is that something you can sustain? If you have to forego your favorite foods, like just forever, forego them, forsake them, so to say, can you do it? Or is it going to make you resent the way that you're trying to eat? Excuse me just a minute. Okay, sorry, I was getting a little frog in my throat. So, make room for your favorite foods. Number 4. Here's one that a lot of people will have trouble with. Add some fat to your diet. Fat satiates you. Fat makes your food taste better. So if you're doing low fat and fat free, maybe stick a little bit of fat in there somewhere. Like when you're, let's say you're sauteing your chicken breast, instead of using the spray, use a tablespoon of olive oil or avocado oil. Get you a little bit of good, that's good fat, that's good for you. Get you a little bit of that in there. It makes your food taste good, and the fat does satiate you. So try to get you a little bit of fat in your diet, even if it's fat-free milk. Maybe drink you some 2% milk. It's more satisfying, I'll tell you that. When I buy milk, for me, I buy 2%. David drinks skim, and that's what I've drank for years. And I just got to where I didn't want it anymore. I didn't want it anymore, but I wanted some milk. So I got me some 2%, and it was very enjoyable. So when I do, I just buy a little half a gallon of 2%. And there's a little bit extra fat, and to me, that's why it tastes better. So that is number 4. See, these are easy. These are easy. These are easy to do. Number 5. Now this one, keep a diary. I've got one over there, and I used to be good about it. When I first started Weight Watchers, April of 2018, I started that little diary. A lot of it is just sayings, and I color and draw pictures and put stickers and stuff like that. But I did. And I didn't keep a food diary in it. But this diary, it is how much you eat, what you eat, your activity, the emotions you feel. it says you can track your progress and record your victories. That way, if you're tracking, like, say, what you eat, you can look back and see if you had trouble that week. You can look back and see and maybe pinpoint where you had that trouble. Or if you track a cool NSV on, let's say, Wednesday, and you get to Saturday and you're feeling bummed out, you're just bummed. Look back in your diary and see that NSV and maybe get a little pep back in your step because you forgot that you were able to put your belt loop over one more hole. That's a big deal. Maybe you forgot that, so you can re-celebrate it. You can celebrate it all over again. I've got a cool, and I'm going to get it. I declare to my soul, I'm going to get it out. It's sitting in there by my chair, to where I should pick it up and use it, and I do for a couple of days, and then I quit. Write down what I eat. I've got to start doing activities. I've got to do more activities. I need to write that down. If I'm feeling the way I've been feeling lately, I should be writing that down. That way, because I got a list here. Whenever I had my psychiatrist visit, I had it tell a visit. I wrote a list of everything that was going on with me, and he's like, okay, this. So I'm leaving this sitting here. So in 2 weeks, if I'm feeling better or I'm not, I can go down this list and say, is that still here? Yes, no, yes, no. And I know what to tell him instead of trying to rely on my memory. That's where the idea of a diary comes in. First of all, it helps you get things out too, if you write down your emotions. And this ain't no diary you gotta let nobody see. Not another living soul in the world's got to see your diary. You can keep a separate diary with your emotions, your feelings, and a separate diary with your foods and your activities and your NSVs. However you want to do it. You make it all one big diary. It does not matter. It's up to you. But they do say it's a good idea to just write stuff down. Number 6. Now here's one, and y'all know we failed this one. Y'all know. Yes. Celebrate your smallest victories. It says steer clear of the all or nothing thinking. Count any improvements you made as small wins. Don't wait to celebrate the large or long-term victories. So if you have 100 pounds to lose, don't wait until you lose that 100 pounds and then throw a party. Celebrate that 5 pounds. Celebrate that 10 pounds, that 20 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever. Celebrate that belt loop I was telling you about. Celebrate, like me. I graduated, didn't got nothing to do with my weight, but it does, because I had to lose weight to get my knees replaced. But I graduated PT today. That's a celebration. That's where I need to start honestly, now I'm sitting here thinking about it, that's where I need to start my diary. Because really my new life begins today. That's it. My new life starts today. I graduated. I'm out on my own as of today. So, yeah, I got to really think on this, y'all. I've got to take that into deep consideration. But they want you to celebrate your small victories, all the little NSVs, any little thing that you can do better today that you couldn't do yesterday. Celebrate it. I mean, anything. If you bypassed a cookie when normally you would have a cookie, celebrate it. Write it down. Be happy that, hey, for that one cookie, you were able to say no. Tomorrow you might eat a dozen cookies, but for that one cookie, you were strong enough and you said no. So don't wait for the big things. Celebrate the small things. Number 7. Now, parts of this I have a problem with and parts of it I don't. It says eat sitting down. Well, I don't have a problem with that. Now, David, he likes to eat over the sink. I don't know why. I think it comes from when he had his trucks, and maybe he would just trying to be hurried, getting something to eat, just on the run, But he likes to eat over the sink. 9 times out of 10, he sits at the table. But every now and then he'll have something. He'll just stand over the sink and eat it. I've done it. But they're saying, eat sitting down. Don't eat standing up. Don't eat in front of the TV, which is my big problem. That is my big problem. They're saying, eat at your table, wherever you designate eating, whatever it is. If it's your bar, your table, wherever. But eat sitting down there. Take away the distractions, the TVs, the YouTube videos, which I like to watch stuff while I eat. I just do. They're saying, eat your snacks at the table. If you have helping of tater chips, don't take them to the TV and eat them watching TV. Sit at the table. That way, you get used to, if you're going to eat, you have to be at that table. Maybe you don't want to bother. Maybe you're just like, I'm not going to bother doing all this just to sit at the table. I'll just do without. And I can see me doing that because I get stubborn. I get stubborn about things like, oh, I'm not going to bother. Just never mind. You know, y'all know that little mentality. So, eat sitting at the table. Let's see. Number 8. Here's a good one. Phone a friend. If you find yourself in trouble, fixing to do something that you shouldn't do, fixing to eat something that you shouldn't eat, fixing to eat more of something, you didn't deny yourself your favorite, but you fixing to go back and make a pig out of yourself, phone a friend. Text them, message them, phone them, whatever it is you got to do, and get them to talk you off the ledge. Make sure you have a friend that you can do that with. If they know they're your person, then they're going to tell you no if they're good at their job. And hopefully that's enough for you to not do whatever it is you were trying to do. And even like me and Joan will talk, you don't always just have to say no, although she'll just tell you, put it down. if you ever message her, she'll tell you, stop, you don't need that. Me and her, we've talked it through, you know, just back and forth, and then one of us, the other, whichever, is like, oh, okay, well, we saw our way through it, and we got over the hump, and we're done. So maybe that person doesn't just have to tell you, no, stop it. They can help you talk your way through it. Okay, well, how are you feeling about it? Whatever it is, get you a person that you can phone, text, message, whatever. Get you a person. Number 9. Divert your attention during the most difficult eating time of the day, or the most difficult emotional time of the day. Avert your attention. Here's some things that they say. So you're at a stressful, the biggest time of day that you overeat, okay, target that time of day. You're having an emotional, I'm adding that in there. You're having an emotional problem and you're fixing to do some stress eating. These are things that you need to divert your attention. They say take a walk, go to the gym, take a long hot shower or bath, take a nap or turn in early. That's helpful at night. Brush your teeth. A lot of people brush their teeth and then they don't want to mess up the freshness of their breath. That turns them off from eating. That stops them. Something like that. Do a hobby. Turn on the TV. Just don't eat in front of the TV. But if you don't have a problem eating in front of the TV, maybe binge watch something that you get so interested in that food, you don't even think about food because you're so into that show. All kind of things. When it gets springtime, go out, walk around, look at your flowers if you have any. I don't have any, but we'll be doing plenty of gardening. So turn on a walking video, a Leslie Sansone, turn on a Richard Simmons, disco sweat. Yes, my PT asked me today, she said, you going to disco sweat this week? I said, I don't know what I'm going to do this week. So just find a way to divert your attention away from the food, of the difficult time that you struggle to eat during that time, or an emotional time. Number 10. Here is one that I am working on. Move your body. I think that has helped me lose weight these past few weeks being in PT, because they get you moving. And that I went from being a lump on the chair to moving, and I have moved at home, not every day like I should, but more than I did before, even more than I did before I had my knees done, obviously. So turn on some music and dance. Body Groove. I forgot about Body Groove. Misty Tripoli, I think is her name, if I remember correctly. Body Groove is fun. Look it up. Leslie Sansone, if you just feel like walking and getting it done. Pick a Richard Simmons or pick a chair yoga. Anything. Pick something to do it. Start slow. Don't start running a marathon. Walk around the block first. You see what I'm saying? Before you're going to do some standing up yoga, which I can't get on the floor and do it. I'd have to do it from the chair. But now that I have knees that'll work, I can move. I can walk. I can dance. I can boogie down. I can do things I was not able to do before. Take the steps. So instead of an elevator, take the steps. There's one way to move. Exercise during the commercial break. If you're watching something, every time the commercial comes on, get up and march in place. That's a way to move. Get some weights and just sit there and just, even while you're watching TV, you can just sit there and do your weights. These are things I'm talking I can do too, because moving your body is something so basic, but we tend to just kind of glide over that one as if it's not important. Well, I think it is important, and I've not been doing it. I've had an excuse to not do some of it, but not the rest of it, because I was able to do what I could do sitting down that didn't require me moving my knees. I could still do that kind of movement, and I wouldn't do it. Lazy. I don't know any other way to put it except for lazy. So we're going to move our body. There are 10, what I think are 10 very basic, very simple things that we forget, we kind of skim over, that I think would all help us maybe get along in our weight loss journeys just a little bit better. So I hope that you took something from this video, and I was going to say, I don't know, what is this? This is Monday. Probably won't see you until Wednesday on meal plan and grocery haul, unless I think of something to do tomorrow, which I can't think of anything. So, unless I see you tomorrow, then I'll see you Wednesday. Oh, hope you enjoyed this video.